Welcome to the CRE Insider, the show that introduces you to the experts and deal makers in the world of commercial real estate. Let's get today's show started. Welcome to the CRE Insider, the show that introduces you to the leaders and trusted advisors in the world of commercial real estate. I'm Corey Mosley, your host for today's show. Today, I have the pleasure of introducing you to the co-founders of Boundary Street Advisors, a premier commercial real estate firm based in Charlotte, North Carolina, specializing in urban real estate across the Southeast. The firm focuses on providing value to corporations and families through innovative development, particularly with infill projects in southern cities. Here to share more details about the exciting work they're doing is William Haygood, managing partner and co-founder, and Rodney Faulkner, broker in charge and co-founder of Boundary Street Advisors. William, Rodney, welcome to the CRE Insider.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. I'm super excited to have this conversation with you today. And I want to just jump right in and let's talk about the history and the story of Boundary Street Advisors.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So Rodney and I are both from Charlotte, and we met in high school. Both had separate careers, but came together to do this real estate venture. In real estate, you want to name your company after sometimes a family name or other things here in commercial real estate. But we wanted to give a nod to old Black Charlotte. There was a street that used to be in the Brooklyn neighborhood called Boundary Street. And Boundary Street was raised in the 70s as a part of what they called urban renewal, and never was any significant development after that. So what we wanted to do is pay honor and homage to Boundary Street by calling it that. And we feel like it's a way to be intentional or do our purpose on purpose, if you will. So Boundary Street Advisors is about giving back and paying honor to our history while moving us forward.
Well, it's an excellent way, as you said, to pay homage, but also to set the traditions that you want for your mission moving forward. Now, when we think about Boundary Street Advisors, let's talk about some of the innovative solutions that you're using to maximize real estate values and returns for your client.
What we tried to come up with was not only do we do brokerage services, so that's buying, selling, and leasing both on the tenant and landlord side, but in addition, we came up with a suite of complementary services that have come out of just purely needs from our clients. So once we're able to sell a project, then we also have a property management firm that manages the project, as well as we help with construction management and development when it comes to helping our clients to develop the property or fix it into a way that is most useful for their new use. So we like to think that our complementary services, along with our advice, is our advisory services, and we can kind of do a full suite of services in commercial real estate.
Now, let me ask you, was that something that was born from seeing a need and working with clients and finding out, they had to go to other people for these services?
It's funny you asked. It came out of Rodney doing everything he could for the client. And I said, man, that's a service offering. We can't just manage the projects that we're building for our clients. We can monitor it, but we needed to bring in some folks that were professionals at construction management, and we've done that. And it's been very successful, and the clients feel empowered to do their job while we construct their new office or new setting.
So let's keep that conversation going. Rodney, I want to bring you into this now because let's talk about some of those examples. William has teed it up where, you were doing a lot that became services. Can we talk about some examples of maybe some complex projects that your firm has successfully managed from concept to completion?
Yes. I know William wanted to talk about one of the larger ones we had just completed in Winston-Salem, which we will get into. But how we got into this, one of our clients was a more of a real estate investor, and we were able to help him identify a property. He didn't really know what to do in terms of developing it, so we brought our whole team in, and we ended up doing the design work. We brought in architects, we brought in civil engineers. We actually even helped them do a part of a rezoning, as well as do the leasing. We had everything from start to finish, and we were able to bring in a product to the marketplace that was actually a value add to the community.
William, I want to bring you back in because I do want to hear about this project that Rodney just talked about also.
Sure. What we're talking about is sometimes we get projects and we think we're going to do one thing, and it's honestly, it just kind of keeps going. And so there was a private equity firm that had bought a company, operating company out of the Southeast and wanted to bring it up to North Carolina for a better workforce. So we were able to land on Winston-Salem, North Carolina. We provided them with long-term lease on 144,000 square feet. We brought in one of our construction managers just to help them build out the 6,000 square feet of office. What resulted, Corey, was 6 to 7 month effort of complete upfit as well as procurement of everything that it takes for a manufacturing firm to get up and running. So that's including your racking, for the pallets. We're doing the design and implementation and installation of all of the equipment that helps this manufacturer get up and running. So it was a phenomenal project and excited to bring them to North Carolina.
Is that one of the more larger projects that you typically take on?
It is definitely one of the larger projects that we take on. Interestingly enough, we work in a lot of different asset classes. So that was a decent size industrial project. We have other office projects that we're working on that are similar size, but definitely a larger effort when it comes to the construction management piece for, say, 120,000 square feet of off instead of just all warehouse. So I would say it's right in our sweet spot.
Understood. There's a lot of interest right now in commercial real estate. A lot of people wanting to get in the game. You mentioned private equity. What do you think are some of the things that set Boundary Street Advisors apart when it comes to managing commercial real estate in particularly urban southern cities?
Yeah, so that's a great question, Corey. One of the things when we started the company, we had two pillars. One was joy and trust. And so we started a company with those things because we knew if we had that, we could do anything. And so when you layer on our care for our clients and our expertise in the marketplace, it becomes this very good, like, synergistic thing that our clients feel and see as we go through understanding what their issues are and overcoming those and coming out with a good work product.
Absolutely. I think, another thing is prior to starting Boundary Street with Rodney, I owned an IT services firm. And, we not only was I a tenant of an office for many years in different cities, it taught me how to be the best help to another business owner or to be a tenant. And so I'd been in their shoes before. So that I think is one additional thing that kind of helps us to be a little different. Then secondly is our focus on technology and service and leaning on those things to make the experience a lot more fluid, a lot more efficient and effective for the end user. At the end of the day, their job is far different than real estate. And so we try to take that off of their plate by making it the most comfortable process as possible.
That makes a lot of sense, particularly when you see a lot of the disruptors are really coming from that technology perspective, as you talked about. And also, I think that is a very unique piece. It is the I've walked a mile in your shoes model, where I think you're adding a lot of value. You might have touched on this a little bit a moment ago, but I want to continue the conversation from the corporate real estate, perspective. What do you think are some of the problems, from a corporate perspective that you've been able to solve for some of your clients?
Sometimes it's the challenge is location, and that can be from an expansion or from a decentralization. And so we've hammered both. One I'll talk about is the decentralization of a bank and wanting to go out and put their people more so into the branches where operations meet branches to help foster that customer service experience. So we took them out of their headquarters and put a lot of office and back office suites into those branches. And then another situation, we're working with a regional client where we're going out and finding additional sites, not only in the immediate area, but in other states as well. And then we're able to do that a lot because we're able to sometimes purchase those things under our own name and then lease those back to the client. Lots of different solutions. We'll give you all the secret sauce, Corey, but we're able to do a lot of things because we are of a size where we can be nimble but effective for our clients.
Just to touch on that, on the management side, we were able to take one of our larger clients and identify opportunities that they had been operating in a way that was very antiquated. And we used technology and brought them up to speed in some of their assets. And we did that by being nimble, smart, and kind of looking at the opportunity as, from our perspective.
It really sounds like, what I'm hearing a lot is the integrated aspects of this, of really being able to take a client from concept, even if they don't know what they want, and really guide them through that process. Let's talk for a moment about some of the things you're doing in terms of partnerships, whether it be individuals, and let's say individuals and private equity firms, when it comes to identifying opportunities. What are some of the ways that you're helping them identify opportunities and really add value to the investments, and I guess support them through that acquisition, development, and leasing process?
Sure. It starts at the beginning, man. We are from the Southeast, particularly from Charlotte. So we roll out the welcome wagon. If you're coming to Charlotte, you're coming to North Carolina, you want to get in the car with this guy. We take you around, show you all the spots, answer a lot of the questions just from folks coming in. There's 117 people, 100 to 140 people moving to Charlotte every day. It's so obviously that changes, but what is really fun to be here is that, there's a lot of investment coming into the city. So we start with kind of our ambassador program, if you will. So we're welcoming folks into the city, showing them around what is the neighborhoods that we grew up in. We focused a lot on the inner, I guess say inside of the CBD, as well as some suburbs. And so we're able to kind of show them a lot of those things.
Absolutely. The other thing is just, William touched on this. Us being from the area, we tend to have these relationships. And so a lot of the things that we hear about are not really on the market. And so we'll have these relationships that, tell us about things that are coming on the market. People want to sell, churches we grew up in, people know other people. And so we get a chance to have a little bit of a competitive advantage from that perspective.
I love that. That's the inside baseball feel that I'm hearing there. And I like that. And I think that really is an advantage to people who want to come into that market, or investors that want to come into the market. Before I let you go, and you touched on this, I just want to give you the opportunity to tie it all together. If someone is considering or in need of a commercial real estate agent or firm, what are basically your processes for pursuing that engagement?
What's our process for engagement? The beautiful thing is that we have the opportunity, as our clients do, to choose us. We choose the work that we want to do. So if you engage in us and we're working with you, we have a passion for commercial real estate and for growing up in this community. So we take that on project by project based on what it is that you want to accomplish. We look for your real estate goals, not only what your cap rates and things of this nature that you're trying to achieve, but what are you really trying to do long term with your commercial real estate goals? And so I think that helps us to customize our solution for you. We've got a great team that is built of a lot of great people that are behind us and support us, and then support their clients. In fact, I tell some of our clients, they do work with us. Don't steal them, please. But they are fantastic. So we're not just two guys that are looking to help support you, but you have a whole company behind us that supports you anywhere from your marketing to your operations to your finances to your project management. So I would believe that makes us, a one-stop shop that people can rely on.
Absolutely. Again, William touched on most of the things, but I think one of the things I would add is that, we do really care about our clients. Like when we have folks that come in the city, they will know it the minute they're with us at dinner or coffee. You will know that we care about their needs and care about the city.
Wow. Phenomenal information. So much to digest there. I want to thank you guys for all the great work you're doing down in your market. And thank you for taking the time to speak with us today.
Thank you.
Absolutely. For more information on Boundary Street Advisors, please contact them via email at hello@boundary.com. This has been another episode of the CRE Insider. I'm Corey Mosley, and I will see you next time.